Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Ash Brown, and this is my recap House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 5. I've got my special guest with me today again, the wonderful Pam. Hey, Pam.
Hey, what's up? Hey, Ash.
Oh, Pam. All right, Episode 5. Okay, so before we even get into this, we have to, recognize the elephant in the room. This was a really big change of pace from the last episode. Last episode, Rhaenys, she took her final fall with Meleys and stuff. So this episode was necessary, but the pace of it was a little bit slow. And not what I thought was what the next episode was going to be. What were some of your takeaways from tonight's episode?
Pretty much the same as yours. It was like I was ready for a continuation of 4.
Right.
I was ready for more blood.
Yeah.
But of course, it's not happening.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to understand why. Because if they had to continue from 4, it wouldn't be 8 episodes. 8 episodes. It would have been like we would have been already, so far that we know what's going to happen. So then and we wouldn't be interested anymore. But it was just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It was one of those kind of episodes. It's like,
yeah.
There was it brought me back to like episode 1 and 2 and 3. It's like, when are y'all going to start doing something?
Yeah. Yeah. So what I did love about this episode, I love that opening shot of Driftmark. That was a beautiful shot. I'm sure this is like a fake place. It's not real. But nonetheless, just seeing that little island on the water and the sun coming up on that side, I was like, that is so gorgeous. Y'all did that. You did that thing. And, it's just, I think Christian Cole really effed up with taking Meleys' head through the city and shit, because I think the people, they revere these dragons. They love them. They look at them as a sign of, I don't know, not necessarily godliness, but they really revere and respect these dragons. So for them, pulling the dragon's head through the city, it was a lot of mixed responses. And he could see that people weren't necessarily cheering and happy and shit because of it, because it was like, that's like a big sign of disrespect to the dragon.
Yeah. They look at these dragons as protectors. Right. And, okay, like, you bring this dragon head through here because you're trying to tell us this is the dragon and the owner that responsible for our king being hurt. I don't know if that's how they're taking it, but you definitely know Allison is like, she know better. She know who's behind what happened to her son.
Of course. She knows. Let's talk about Mother of the Year, Allison Hightower, and her crazy behind. I'm not tired of Allison. I'm like, what is it? You want to be a mother, but then you don't. You tell your son to do nothing. He come back hurt. You're lucky he came back at all. And it's like she flip-flops too much for me. I'm not tired of her.
I think what she does is like, it's basically how her father raised her. You go after the throne by any means necessary. Right. Keep that throne. So that's how when her character, that's just how I look at her father. It's her father. Her father is like, she has no passion as a mother would have. Is more of a queen. Yeah. And she's not really a queen anymore, but it's like her whole objective is to keep this throne. Right. Yeah. And she knows that, like we talked earlier, she can control one son, but she can't control the other.
She knows it.
She knows she can't. So it's like he has to survive. But it's like this boy is hanging on by not even a string.
Mm-mm.
He's hanging on like alopecia. It ain't there.
I mean, it was bad. It looked like, the metal and stuff, like the dragon, Vagar is really like cooking people out there. Like his armor was like seared to his skin. I had to look away a couple of times. I was like, okay, that's a little too doggone real for me. That's too much for me to see. We looking at that stuff, but it was very bad. It was actually very, very, very bad.
He's got so many broken bones, and they don't even know how many. Mm-mm. But it's like there's no way. If he survived, it's like really. But we all know, like we can guess on what's going to happen. Oh, yeah. They show what's going to happen. And we hit it. Oh, yeah. His brother is not going to let him survive.
Yeah. No, because he wants the throne.
He wants that throne. You see how he just... You see how when they were at the table, he just casually got up and sat right there.
Oh, yeah. Took a little ball thing and then sat up there. Because he knew that they... Even though he's young and quote-unquote inexperienced, he knew that they were going to vote for him just because of his sex. It don't matter. Alicent had, been helping out Viserys when he was in power and things of that nature. And probably was a really big part of him ruling those later years in life, but nobody cares about that. It doesn't matter to them. They're just looking at the optics of how it looks, and they want a man in power.
They need a man at their throne. Yeah. Regardless, they just need one, and he is going to be it. But like I said, I don't think he's gonna have that throne long.
No, I don't think so. I think Vagar is about to have its final breath. Because those two dragons that they talked about towards the end, Rhaenyra was talking about, I think, I forgot the name. It was someone with a V, and then like Slow Winder or something
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look it up later. But those two dragons, from what I recall, those are two very old dragons. They're not young dragons. These dragons have seen a lot of war and stuff, but they have, kind of just been hanging out in the basement, I guess. And just chilling out down there, what I'm saying? I'm sure they, keep them fed and all that stuff. But they've been just chilling out down there and been inactive because they don't have riders. So now we're kind of getting into, okay, so Rhaenyra said her and, Jason, whoever, they're going to start to look through the archives and find, those connected persons with Valyrian blood and see if they compare with these dragons. Because that's really the next move. That's really going to be the next move for them. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see how that plays out. But now we have a little bit more background on how they're going to involve those dragon seeds and those bastard kids or sons or whoever.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I appreciate that because it's like, you're setting it up so I can, so it'd be easy to follow number one. You're setting it up so it's like, okay, I really can't. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to unfold.
Yeah.
Because I think that's when, remember the brother that he said he was Daemon, half brother? Mm-hmm. I think now he's going to come into more into it.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that that he's gonna. Now, after a while, they all kind of start to look alike because everybody got like the same hairstyle and they just wearing the same raggedy clothes. The man that's in this episode with the wife and the sick daughter, that's not the same guy from the pub, right?
No.
Okay,
no.
I didn't think so. I wanted to make sure. Yeah, that's not the same guy from the pub.
That's the blacksmith.
Right. Okay. That's because I remember him. I was like, he looks familiar. I don't think that's the guy that said but I think they keep showing him because I think he must be somewhere in that line also. Because I'm like, why else would they focus on him?
He has that hair. And I'm like, and that's really, and that's what I didn't understand. Like, you have that hair. So when you stood before, what is the king's name?
Aemon?
Yeah, Aemon's the king now.
Oh, Viserys. Viserys.
The one that got burnt. Aemon's brother.
Oh, Aemon, yeah. Okay, Aegon. Sorry, Aegon.
Okay, when he stood before Aegon and he was saying, for us to win the war, we need the money so our men can make the swords. That's him.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
But it's like I don't think his hair is white. So I would have been looking at him like, are you related to me? Because, it's not, that's a distinct thing to have, is that white color hair.
Right. But I don't know. His hair, it looked white, but it kind of looked dirty. So maybe, so I'm thinking, because I'm like, it was white, but I'm like, maybe if he was clean, you know what I'm saying, it looked like that real, you know what I'm saying, that white Valerian hair. I don't know. Maybe it's just dirty. I don't know. They having him and his wife struggling, and the baby's sick. So they going through. They going through right now.
Right.
They going through it right now. And
they need the money in order to. They need money apparently, but now that the king is hurt, you may not be getting their money anytime soon.
Well, not only that, now Aemond has closed the gates, so nobody in, nobody out. So they can't even go take their daughter to go get the help from, I think it was the wife's brother or something like that, or some relative of the wife. So they can't even leave. So it's just, I think it's causing a lot of turmoil within a lot of different families there. And closing that gate, I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing, but that's what Aemond did, his first order of business. So I don't know.
It's like this episode 5. It definitely wasn't what we expected, but I could see the way it's setting everything up.
Yeah, I can follow it better now. Yeah,
I can see it's like, okay, here he is closing the gates, going to cause more chaos.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the puppet that his mother would like for him to be. He's not. She could forget that. So I think obvious Armin is allowing the power of sitting on that throne to get in his head, which I think is going to be his downfall.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Let's talk about Rhaenyra's new confidant, we'll call her. I had to write down her name because I was not going to remember it. The ex-whore, Mysaria. That was interesting because we kind of already foresaw that. Because early on from Rhaenyra, letting her go and her coming back and saving her life and everything. And her sneaking her into King's Landing and stuff like that. So we kind of already got a sense that Rhaenyra was starting to trust this girl more and taking what she had to say into account, and it really kind of working in her favor. And I like seeing that, the fact that Rhaenyra starting to get so comfortable with her. She's even letting her insecurity show, and she's talking about her inexperience with war, and they don't respect her because she's a woman. And Mysaria, just politely tells her, look, you actually hold all the keys because they've taken the dragon's head and, walked it through town. People don't respect that. You're more than likely going to get a lot more people that are going to side with you now because what they did was barbaric. So I like being able to kind of see that. And then she told her, she told Rhaenyra that some of the things you don't need to do yourself. And I was like, And then you see her send off the little girl in the red hood. So you're like, okay, who the heck is that?
Yeah.
You're like, who the heck is that? And then we see the girl go to King's Landing. And she sneaks in or whatever. They sneak her in. And she goes and knocks. And did you recognize who opened the door?
No.
That is... And the only reason why I noticed is because people were talking about this on Facebook already. They said that she was going to continue to appear in the series. That's the girl that in season 1, Aegon raped. She was one of the servant girls. And now she's working in the pub.
So that's the one, wait a minute. That's the one, what's her name? Allison gave the money to?
Yeah, she gave her money. I think she gave her that, the abortion tea.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And
I did not know that was her.
Mm-hmm. And she also now she works at the pub. Remember at the pub when that guy was talking about him being a Targaryen and he grabbed her ass? That was her.
Mm-hmm.
That was her also.
Oh, my goodness.
She must know a lot of secrets and things. So I'm like, the girl in the red hood and her are like besties or something. I guess we're going to find that out, as the episodes go on. But I was like, they did say that she was going to appear again. So she getting some screen time. That's good. That's some good stuff. Now, Damon crazy ass. He losing his damn mind. Damon is just, he losing it. He gone. He done checked out. He's sitting up there having sex with his mama. I'm just like, Damon. He gone. And now we know that maybe, and I honestly feel because of the hallucinations and because of him being there, he's changed his mind into now he feels as though he's deserving of the crown. And he wants the crown now. So that was a change. Because I feel like in his rational mind, in his conscious mind, I felt like he was doing it for Rhaenyra. But who knows? Maybe his subconscious. Maybe he really always wanted it for himself.
I think he always wanted that throne. Because during the argument, what she said was, you're angry or whatever because your brother loved me more than he loved you.
Yeah, I remember that.
And even he made the statement that he didn't get the crown because I guess he was too much of a warrior. His father, his brother got the crown because they thought he would be a better fit for the crown. As Damien is just like Damien and Armin are really the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want them sitting on the crown. You want them out in the battlefield.
And I think it's very interesting that they're both the second sons. So I feel like they have this complex. Bless you. They have this complex about themselves of being the second son and not being the first chosen. So I think that they definitely identify with each other. I definitely see that.
For sure, and I don't think he ever. I don't think he ever was, and it's obvious when he went away, that his whole mindset was that he should have the throne. Because when she said, will you accept me as your queen and as your ruler? It was like, he didn't even answer.
He didn't answer. He did not.
So, and she and that's why I don't think she is betting too much on him coming back with an army.
For her, yeah.
No, I don't think she is. I think she's giving that up. So now she has to go to plan B, C, and D, and E.
And figure it on out. I mean, it's definitely turning up. It's setting things up. So this was an important episode. It wasn't.
You know what I think is odd?
What?
Is that Damien is not, doing what he needs to do. I just have this weird feeling that Damon and Armin are going to get together.
That could happen.
I just have the feeling that they are. If he doesn't get killed, it's going to be probably an ideal throne out. I can have the throne over in King's Landing, and you can have that throne. But we have to get rid of her.
Right. I could see that happening. I could definitely see that. I mean, I saw a clip a couple days ago from the first season. You remember when they were all in the throne room or whatever, and Corliss's brother was mouthing off and calling Rhaenyra a whore and calling their sons bastards and all that shit. And one swift movement, Damon just chopped that motherfucker in half. Chopped that motherfucker. And then they showed the shot of Aemon, and he's looking on like, oh, wow. Like, he's just so, like, totally into that moment. Like, wow, he just did that. And that was wow, that was great. Like, an admiration type of feel. So I do think that Aemon, I think he does revere Daemon a lot more than he's ever said. And even when he was at the whorehouse and he was talking to the lady and was like, yeah, I feel honored that he thinks that I'm a worthy adversary. I thought that was interesting too. So I think there's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting in the next couple episodes.
Yeah, because then
I just hope we don't have to wait 1.5 years, 2 years for season 3.
Well, from what I heard, it's going to be the same. We're going to have to wait a minute. It's going to be more than a year. It's going to be, at minimum, it's going to be 2 years. I don't like the sound of that either. I don't like it. I don't love it. I'm like, y'all are just... And then the damn rat catchers were still out there hung. Damn, I feel like it's been weeks.
It has been. They finally took him down, and Allison was walking through. The smell. Mm-hmm. She put her hand in front of her nose, like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely gonna be crazy. So yeah, a little slower episode, but I think it was necessary per se to kind of build things up and to have us to be able to look forward to a lot of things. I mean, it's 3 episodes left, Pam. I'm hoping that. I don't know if they're going to give us a break in between or they're just going to just go ahead and just play all 3 out the next 3 weeks. So we shall see. But appreciate you coming through, Pam. Always good chatting dragons with you. Love that.
I appreciate you. I appreciate being on your show with you.
Oh, and thank you guys for downloading, checking out the show. We try to give these little reviews and stuff of a show that we enjoy so doggone much. I appreciate the love and support. And hopefully we will see you guys next week. Deuces.
Bye.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.